you ambitious champs. You know what this series is going to be about? It's going to be about battling exam stress. You heard it right. One of the most common things I hear is that the stress of the exam is eating me up. My scores are falling. It's just way too stressful. How do we beat it? How do we get out of this mode? So this series is going to tackle 5 of the most common things I've heard related to exam stress. One, the most common thing that I hear is that the stakes are too high. The stakes are so high that when I get to the exam, I hit paralysis. I just can't think straight. Even during the prep, this can happen. So I see this kind of exam stress kicking in at 3 places. For some people, it kicks in maybe second half of the prep when they start realizing that the pressure is building, there's more to do, there's more homework, there are tests to take. Some of them start exhibiting more and more stress as they get into the prep test mode, as they start taking practice tests after the classroom program is over, after the concept building has happened, and they start taking practice tests. The stress of the exam hits them. And most common is a manifestation or exhibition of this stress when you actually go take the exam like the GMAT or the GRE. I find that on an average, people experience a dip in their scores on the GMAT by 20 to 30 points, the prep test versus the actual exam. On the GRE, it could be by a handful, 2 to 5 points. So somebody who's scoring a 135 average on the practice test might end up a 335, might end up scoring a 332, a 330. Whereas on the GMAT, if you are scoring 770, 780 on the prep test, you might see a 740, a 750. This is very normal, very common. And if you ask why, the answer usually is that I got stressed out. I was stressed out by the test center environment. I was stressed because the stakes are so high. My peer group is getting such high scores. The schools I want to go to, these scores of the other applicants are so high. All of this is just giving me anxiety. It's appreciable, it's understandable. I completely empathize. I know where you're coming from. We've all gone through that. Having said that, today when I look at the age group that's taking these exams, a lot of you are in the age group of 23 to 25. Some of you are smart enough to take these exams in final year of college. You are young, you're smart, you're thinking way ahead, you're not naive. You have a good exposure of what's going around in the world. And more often than not, when you're making these decisions, not to take these exams, study abroad, go to Ivy League schools, you have a plan. At least you have a vision. You know, some students come and tell me that I want to make an impact. I want to make an impact in the startup sector. Somebody comes and tells me, I want to come back and make an impact in private equity. And I want to look at mid-segment businesses and startups, and I want to support them. Somebody says, I want to make an impact in the education sector. So even if you don't have the plan sorted out, you kind of know what kind of person you want to become, what kind of life you want to lead. You want to lead impactful lives end of the day, okay, if nothing else. And that's so inspiring. That's a good problem to have. So if you have to take GMAT and GRE and face the stress, go through the stress of the application process, please tell yourself that these are good problems to have in life. These are privileges, these are opportunities. And if I may be blunt, these are first world problems. You're not fighting for survival. You're not fighting to eat. You're not fighting life and death. You are privileged to have these opportunities, which 99.9% of the world doesn't even have. You have these opportunities. You are fighting, competing to make the most of them. And the moment that realization hits you, okay, that, oh gosh, this was a first world problem I'm creating for myself. I have to be grateful for the opportunity and treat the exam as just a means to an end. Probably a gamified version of an opportunity. Okay? And then just go rock the exam. Tackle it the way I would a computer game. and it's just going to open doors. This is meant to open doors. It's not meant to be a judgment on you. Okay? So do your best, take all the stress you want to during your preparation. Day of the exam, please tell yourself that here it is, I've done what I could, now I'm going to enjoy this exam. Okay? The test of where I've reached, I'm going to enjoy it. And this is just an algorithm. It's not a judgment on who I am or my potential. This is only going to open the gate, open the doorway to some opportunities. Even without this, a lot of opportunities exist for me. I'm just opening up more opportunities. Please do not compare yourself with those who have higher scores or what others are doing. The more we get caught up in life with what others are doing, the more dissatisfied we feel with our lives. And that's just not the way to get ahead. Okay? We'll take it from here and we'll look at stress trigger number 2 in the next video.